Right, so your typical ectomorph Hardgainer type of guy, which is what my channel is about now. Just like a lot of other people who are naturally skinny, naturally thin, this is my journey when trying to bulk. And there's a lot of different diets out there. Meal plan to bulk, get bigger, put on calories, add more calories, protein, carbs. There's a lot of different recipes out there, a lot of different diet and meal plans that's out there that people will do, that you'll see on YouTube even, that talks about food that it takes to, that's most ideal for bulking and all that. Me, I don't have time for that right now. I have a lot of things to do and I'm making time for other things, and cooking is not one of those things that I have a lot of time for. But because I'm trying to bulk, get up to 200 pounds minimum, that's goal number one. I have to eat a lot, so I have to prepare a lot of food, but I don't have time to prepare a lot of food or cook. So everything that I'm doing right now is real basic, real simple, simplistic approach. 1 2-step process with a lot of my foods, single ingredient foods in some cases. Now, I don't have time for a lot of that type of cooking, so I'm skipping it and bulking, and I'm going back to lifting heavy and increasing my volume. But the main things I'm focusing on in terms of lifting heavy again are the compound movements. A lot of bodybuilders will not focus a lot on compound movements. They say it's not beneficial to them gaining a lot of muscle mass. Somebody, but not all bodybuilders, but some bodybuilders will say, oh, they never bench press too consistently. They hardly bench press at all, but just straight up bench press doesn't do anything for them. At the same time, deadlift doesn't do a lot for hypertrophy for a lot of bodybuilders. Professional bodybuilders and these big ass 200-300 pound bodybuilders will often say things like, is that compound movements like deadlift, more deadlift in particular, will not do anything for building muscle mass. They have to focus on the smaller isolation exercises, and they hardly deadlift at all, and they barely deadlift, or they just don't deadlift at all. That works. That type of mindset, that type of workout style works for people who are already naturally big. Trust me, I've seen them. They have a lot to work from. They have a lot of mass to sculpt from. People who can gain weight easily, no problem. Let me just eat. I can build muscle, I can build fat too, but then I can just sculpt it into more muscle. They're the type of people who, when they need to lose weight, they struggle to lose weight. Who can just, gaining weight is nothing for them. If anything, gaining weight is a problem for them, and they're trying to solve it because they're always trying to lose weight. But those people who can gain weight like that, and they don't need heavy compound movements or to focus on a lot of compound movements at all, especially deadlift. For people who are hard gainers, naturally thin, slim frame, ectomorphs such as myself and others out there, compound movements are going to matter more. And deadlift, the reason why, even though a lot of people say it doesn't do much for muscle development and for hypertrophy, although it does, if you do deadlift right with the right amount of volume, the hypertrophy will be there. But it does work better for smaller frame people, for ectomorphs, for hard gainers, for naturally thin people, because it works, number one, for 2 main reasons. Number one, deadlift, along with all the other compound movements, works multiple muscles at the same time. Exercises that involve multiple muscle groups at the same time are the best for increasing your testosterone and your HGH, your growth hormone. You're working on multiple muscle groups at the same time with deadlift, with squat, with bench, and you're doing more to increase your testosterone and your growth hormones more than any other exercise out there. The 2 main hormones are responsible for muscle growth. So that's why for us skinny people, it's important to focus on those. And that's why I'm going back, skipping this bodybuilding style workout to a degree, just a little bit, and going back to the heavy pound compound movements. I'm talking about deadlifting heavy. And today I'm going to max out on my deadlift to get a good feel for where my strength is at, so I can base the rest of my deadlift workout on my PR, my max deadlift record. And that'll be the same for squat and bench press, pull-ups for that matter, shoulder press, military press. But today is deadlift day. And I'm going to be posting all my other workouts and process and all the other processes I go through and the eating that I go through right here on this channel. But here we go. It's time to get started. Time to hit the gym. About 30 seconds.